him with that mean spike that he likes to hit.
One,
Could be the end
two.
for our champion. He can steal it right here, going through a Rootaroo Spinebuster, and D4 counters. Well, D4 getting thrown inside. Going for a leg drop. Doesn't cut it. But the knee sure does.
Especially the back of that up there. That's just paralyzed.
1, 2. And out of Jaxson and Pallas. And a big step up. Did you see anything like this? What a huge in the same predicament. Oh my goodness. Nick Alexander, the Bulletproof, has returned. He's going to deliver a stomp to D4. What the hell's going on?
Ghost. So I'm telling you this right now. I don't care if you're some monster behind a mask. At the end of the day, I can rip that mask off, and all you are is just a man that I'm going to destroy. So be careful. Be very, very careful. Watch your back at all times, because you never know when we'll show up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Next Level number 15. We're coming at you from the Battleground, the brand new venue and site for the carnage that you will witness week in and week out on Action Wrestling Entertainment. Making his way to the ring is our world champion, D4, and he's going to address what happened at Clash 2, the return of the Bulletproof Nick Alexander and his band of misfits. We don't know their names. We only know the destruction that they've caused since forming, and D4 coming out here, and I'm sure he has a lot of stuff to get off of his chest. He's geared up. He's not in his usual formal suit, so I bet he's ready to go. He has those knee pads, those kick pads. He looks like he's ready for a fight. D4 getting prepared to speak. Where do I begin? Clash 2. By far the most lopsided fight I've ever been in. And here I am.
with my title, with my record intact, the company still operating very smoothly because yours truly is the world champion. Jaxson, Pallas, and Tengu, however, they're not on my mind. That smoke machine going off behind me, that's not on my mind. What's on my mind is that this band of misfits, people that don't know who they are. You've got a clown. You've got a jobber. You've got somebody who clearly wants to dress like me, and you've got the person who couldn't get drafted to either brand, and they want to come out and they want to make me an example. The audacity that it takes to do that is immense. And it's going to take an immense amount of courage to come out when I request that you come and explain yourselves.
And D4 calling out Nick Alexander and his goons. And we'll see if they answer the call, and Darren Savier's music is playing, so it seems that he's going to come out here. That's one. Darren Savior, we saw him set the record, the new record that was previously held by Cody Cole at CLASH2 for the longest surviving person to compete in a Great Clash Battle Royale. He entered at number 1. He didn't leave. I think he was the sixth last one eliminated in the match. He lasted, I believe, 40 minutes. Darren Savior coming out here representing his faction, his stable, staring down the world champion. And Chase Carnage's music, we also saw him at CLASH2, and he lasted an awful long time in the Battle Royale, along with stablemate Darren Savior, and also alongside Charlie Mack, the mercenary. Chase Carnage standing along with Darren Savior. And we'll see if the rest answer the call. And Charlie Mack, the mercenary, carrying a new baseball bat, coming out here. That smug, that cocky arrogance on the face of the mercenary as he's patting his boys on the back. And they await their leader, the bulletproof, the returning Nick Alexander. We saw Nick Alexander at CLASH2, and the last time that we had seen Nick Alexander previous to that was Next Level number 5, where he won #1 contendership over Lunatank for the world title. But he never got that match, and we'll see what happens to the undrafted free agent.
Where do I begin? You see, Mr. D4, you have practically been holding this company hostage with that title right there. And as I said in the beginning when I first appeared, you, my friend, would not be in the position that you are in now if I wasn't taken out by that clergy in the first place. So what I did is I watched, and I collected my thoughts, and I thought, you know what? Maybe there needs to be a change. Maybe there needs to be, perhaps, a revelation to your title reign, and to anybody who dares stand
in our way. Now, I'll go ahead and reintroduce ourselves once again, just in case you don't know who we are. Of course, you know who I am. This is Chase Carnage. Doesn't talk much, but he is a silent killer. Then, as I walk over here, we have Darren Savior. First, he was practically a nobody, and now we took him in, and as Mr. Mack would have said, we're taking you to the promised land. And this man is a merciful Charlie Mack, a pure ass-kicking machine. And then you have myself, a man who has not been here for quite a long time, but I am the bulletproof Nick Alexander. We are here to send a statement, as I said. And of course, that statement probably is about to come at your expense.
You want to send a statement? This time to make sure I'm damn good and ready. You want these nobodies and you, who is a nobody, you want to make an example of me, you do it here. You don't do it with your bats. I don't even know why you carry one out. You never use it. You definitely don't do it with the chair, son. I think it's heavier than you are. And you don't want to do it with the kendo stick because I'll shove it somewhere that it'll, yeah, okay, no. You want to do it in this ring. You do it right here tonight. And I'll even put my title up on the line. If you have that much faith in these guys, you want a revelation, make it happen.
D4 offered to put his title on the line here tonight. And we'll see if we can get that match made, but as of now, these goons are going to jump D4, and they're all assaulting him, much like they did at Clash 2. And D4 tried to fight back, knocking Darren Savior out with that world title. And Savior, title in hand, and Charlie Mack showing D4 what he does with that bat. Putting it right across the forehead of the world champion. And this is despicable, Darren Savior hitting D4 with his championship. And Carnage wants in on the action too. Oh, and they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna do the same damn thing they did at Clash 2. They're gonna hold D4 up.
Look at something. This will not be yours for much longer. Because like I said, we are sending a statement.
And Nick Alexander, the disrespect from the bulletproof Nick Alexander stomps the head of our world champion in. This is a despicable act. Somebody needs to get out here right now and show these guys they need to even the odds.
This is just the beginning.
And these guys, these four guys, this band of misfits, I don't even know what they call themselves. These guys they're running amok on this company, and somebody needs to stop it.
We are Revelation. And your end is near.
They call themselves Revelation.
Stop!
D4 telling them to stop.
I know who you are. I know who Mac is. I want to know the two in the back. These two. I fought you. sure we'll fight. Fight me.
What do you two say?
I said let's do it. No title shot. It's off the table. Fight me.
As long as they can stay out here.
It's your chance, boys. The promised land.
They can stay out here. Because no amount of help is going to solve the problem that y'all are about to face.
D4 wants a fight with Chase Carnage and Darren Savior. And he said that Nick Alexander and Charlie Mack, they can stay out here, and this is not a sanctioned match. This is just the champion trying to assert his dominance over the rest of the roster. He said he knows who Nick Alexander is, he knows who Charlie Mack is, but he doesn't know who Darren Savior or Chase Carnage is. And the question that comes to my mind is, what is this match going to be? Is it going to be no disqualification? Is it going to be handicap? Is it going to be, what is it? We have no information from the higher ups of this company of what's going on right now, but D4 is the world champion, and he's got the floor right now. And he's going to get in the ring, and I guess Darren Savior and Chase Carnage have free reign to take their shots at the champion. And this is a bold but very stupid move on the part of the world champion of D4 as he goes to town on Darren Savior with a flurry of strikes and the aggression being shown right now. And D4 taking out all his frustration and all his anger on Darren Savior of the events that have transpired since Clash 2 and a Sweet Dreams backbreaker to Darren Savior. And asking Chase Carnage if he wants some. Before disposing of Darren Savior to the other side of the ring and standing his ground. Oh, and a knee trigger right to the chin of Chase Carnage from D4, and Chase Carnage pops back up to his feet. D4, a kick to the gut. Could be setting up for a suplex. Oh, and a brainbuster reminiscent of the move that the bulletproof Nick Alexander utilizes in his moveset so much. And a sleeper hold is applied to Chase Carnage by the champion. D4 with a backbreaker. D4 doesn't seem impressed by the two challengers. And he asks if Darren Savior wants back in. And I don't know if it's a good idea, but these two, with no regard for... Oh, and a Savior kick from Darren Savior and Chase Carnage waylaying D4. And Savior stomping on the other end, stomping on that left leg of the champion. And Carnage, another Savior kick. And Darren Savior has that half Nelson. Oh, and he hits a slam almost reminiscent of the Fallen Angel slam that Darren Savior has made so popular in his moveset here in AWE. Chase Carnage just driving the head of D4 into the mat forcefully, and D4 trying to just get a reprieve from these two, and he won't be able to because these two are just hounds and they are on him. And Chase Carnage, Darren Savior still stomping away. Chase Carnage trying to continue the assault on that left leg that we saw Darren Savior stomping on earlier, and Darren Savior getting approval from Nick Alexander or Charlie Mack over there in the corner. D4's leg hung up in the side of the ring, and a leg drop from Darren Savior right across the neck, right across the larynx of D4, and a senton in the bat. The bat has been given to Chase Carnage, and I can only imagine with another Savior kick. You see the saliva in the air, but it is a Giri from the champion and a bat to the back of the head. There's so much going on, and I can't help but feel as though this match can't end cleanly as Carnage goes for a cover and a mere 1 count. Charlie Mack and Nick Alexander right there at ringside. The referee unable to count that pin. D4, the odds have never been stacked more against him than they are right now. And he gets Darren Savior. And he looks like he's going for a suplex, but turns it into a German. And Darren Savior is folded up. And a low blow to Chase Carnage, but can you blame him? He's been hit with a bat in this match. He's been double teamed in this match. All the rules have gone out the freaking window because the champion called these men out here and agreed to their terms. And we know what he's going for here. Setting Chase Carnage up for that Swanton Bomb. Connecting with Chase Carnage. And Chase Carnage able to kick out. Very lazy kick out, but an enziguri from D4 as the kendo stick makes solid contact with that left leg. That left leg could be the difference maker here in this match. D4 pulling down his knee pad to try to get more circulation to that leg. That kendo stick can't feel good. And a Savior kick maybe whiffed right there by Darren Savior. D4 back to his feet and could be going for a fallen angel, and D4 just slithery evades. It looked like he was going for a kill shot. And Darren Savior playing good defense just lays back, not going to give it to D4. D4 could be setting up for it. And once again, knee trigger right to the chin, right to the side of the face of Darren Savior. Chase Carnage trying to get D4 into a suplex position, a precarious position D4 is in. And good defense by the champion as D4 gets Chase Carnage across the ring suplex. The impact that was made on that suplex, and Darren Savior able to make the save, recovering from that knee trigger just in time. Ladies and gentlemen, the double axe handle across the back. I didn't expect to be calling this match tonight, but the champion, you could call it arrogance, you could call it stupidity, you could call it pride, whatever you call it, I call it a bad decision to call these four bandits, these outlaws, these people that have no regard for any law, any rule, anything like that. They don't have any regard for anything. And Nick Alexander and Charlie Mack taunting the world champion as D4, his right leg this time, being worked on by Darren Savior as he has an ankle lock applied, and Chase Carnage looking on. Nick Alexander talking to D4, trying to get into the head, but I don't think that's a place that anyone wants to be, in the head of D4. Sometimes he goes to that place, he paints his body not for spectacle, he paints his body because he taps into that, and he feels that it's a representation of what that place is that he can go to, as that right leg doesn't seem to be holding up, and Chase Carnage making a plan with Darren Savior. D4 walking very gingerly on that right leg. D4 with a spear. Maybe caught a knee to the chest as well, but a spear. And he baited Chase Carnage in. Chase Carnage is going to try to break up the pin, and an enziguri to the back of the head of Chase Carnage. And D4 finally able to get this numbers game, finally able to get the odds back. The deck not stacked against him now. And a kill shot to Darren Savior, and I think it's safe to say that's it for the likes of Darren Savior. But Chase Carnage taking a knee trigger, taking a page out of the book of Damian Kai, is D4 as he goes for the cover. And Darren Savior just in the right place at the right time, able to break that pin attempt up. And D4 may be going to that place, may be tapping in. He's going to pick Darren Savior up, and I'm scared to know what comes next. disposing of the corpse that is Darren Savior at this point. That kill shot and spitting it. Chase Carnage and a kill shot from D4. And that's got to be it. And you hear the growl from the world champion. And he gets the 3 with the odds stacked against him here in this match. And Nick Alexander and Charlie Mack just look on. Because D4 agreed to their terms. They said if they can stay out here, and he was beaten with a bat. He was double teamed. There were so many instances where the world champion could have given up because the odds were stacked so much against him. And he just didn't. He continued to prevail. He kill-shotted Darren Savior. He kill-shotted Chase Carnage. And a sign of disrespect. But ladies and gentlemen, don't think that this is over for 1 second, because D4 still is going to have unfinished business with Charlie Mack, with Nick Alexander. This is only the prelude of things to come.
I figured out who you guys are. Leave this title alone.
All due time. Things will fix themselves.
And Nick Alexander, confident in Revelation and the rest of Revelation, saying that Charlie Mack and himself would take care of him and treating it as a learning experience. But guess what we have, ladies and gentlemen? Don Grazon is back in action. One of the best superstars on the Next Level brand, without a doubt, entering in here with a 5-3 record. But he's going to face El Contrastico. Not the stiffest of competition, but Don Grazon. Don Grazon. What a year 2 it's been for Don Grazon, shooting to the top of AWE, so to speak. Not necessarily the top, but he has certainly had his moments here in year 2. Being able to fight for the World Championship at Quest for Gold 2 in that last man standing match. He and Henry Mack have been back and forth at each other for way, since this company's inception. And I'm just waiting for the payoff on that. But El Contrastico gonna walk in here, the luchador of AWE, coming in with a 1-6 record. We'll see if he can compete with Don Grazon. El Contrastico, he's a talented wrestler, and Tanner Andrews. And Tanner Andrews is a pirate all of a sudden. Okay. El Contrastico controlling his own lights. That's Litty Titty right there as he tosses and hits the camera with the lighting remote.
El Contrastico, are you ready?
Patada de Muerte.
Don Grazon, you ready? Let's go.
Hold on.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
Okay, hold on. Yo, hold on, man.
I can't deal with you.
I'm sorry. Dude, alright.
It's just a funny ass character.
You're not taking me seriously.
Damn.
You mean to tell me
All right, Don Grazon. Yeah. All right, you know what? All right, come on.
Don Grazon. Don Grazon not paying the proper respect to the luchador of Action Wrestling Entertainment. A hip toss. Oh, and El Contrastico counters with a small package there. And El Contrastico. Oh, the arm drag from Don Grazon. And another arm drag from Don Grazon, sending El Contrastico all the way out of the ring. And Tanner Andrews, the newly formed partnership and friendship between El Contrastico and Tanner Andrews is not only going to be hilarious, but I think it's going to be very wholesome. And these two, I feel like they're going to care about each other more than Cody Cole and Damon Creed do right now. The predicament is they're in. Don Grazon going for a clothesline, and El Contrastico catches him with a drop kick on the way down. Getting some extra lighting over on this side is what we're doing. And El Contrastico has that arm. Oh, and slapping the face of Don Grazon to piss him off a little more, and Don Grazon rolls him through. El Contrastico taking a break on the side of the ring, it looks like.
Is he behind me? He's over there. Okay, I'm not worried then. How are you a pirate now? No!
Oh, and Don Grazon, a big clothesline from the outside, ran all the way around. He made it a track meet. Oh, and the Tanner Andrews, El Contrastico. Oh, that leg is not supposed to bend in that direction. And El Contrastico. Don Grazon. Oh, and an enziguri to the back of the head of Don Grazon.
Yes, it was.
1, 2.
El Contrastico can't imagine he gets a 3 right there. Done. And Tanner Andrews arguing the case. And the wrist lock. The wrist lock applied there by El Contrastico. Irish whip across the ring. And El Contrastico flying clothesline. What a beautiful flying clothesline. Taking a book out of Don Grazon's page with that one. Oh, and the roll up.
1, 2. No.
Say tres, say it.
3.
Say tres.
Oh, and Don Grazon poking the eye of El Contrastico, it looks like. Don Grazon. Don Grazon's sort of an offensive whiz when it comes to wrestling. I mean, he has an amateur background, but also he implements so many different styles when he's in the ring. I believe he's listed as a grappler, but the sheer amount of things that he can do is immense. And the left leg being slammed into the mat there. That left leg, much like we saw D4 earlier on in the night, that left leg could come out to be the bugaboo for El Contrastico. And a big shoulder block from El Contrastico. Getting a pep talk on the side there from Tanner Andrews, and maybe that helped out. Maybe that helped out El Contrastico. And he's gonna try to rally. Still treating that left leg. Oh, and a big kick rocking Don Grazon. And rolls over into the cover.
2 to go.
When you talk about technicians, when you talk about raw wrestling ability, El Contrastico has to come to mind. But when you talk about taking opponents seriously, taking the sport of professional wrestling seriously, El Contrastico is the exact opposite. And that's why he hasn't been able to put the pieces together in the event that El Contrastico, if he can ever start taking it seriously and really put his best foot forward, and I really feel like he has the raw ability to do whatever here in AWE. Oh, and a knee to El Contrastico. And Don Grazon just throwing El Contrastico over. And a kick to the gut. Tanner Andrews. Oh, and that big flying clothesline. El Contrastico folded over like a taco, like a burrito. And that could be lights out. There's the 1 and the 2 and a... No, there's a kick out from El Contrastico.
Get up, El Contrastico! Get up and kick his ass! Come on, you can do it!
And Tanner Andrews, I'm really excited to see what happens here with the pirate character that he has going on. I mean, I'm telling you, Tanner Andrews and El Contrastico going to be one hell of a team, as Grazon and Contrastico slugging it out, and that left leg still doesn't look stable. And Contrastico able to get the upper hand and a super kick. I mean, Don Grazon just kissed that foot of El Contrastico, and still he could have partially torn a ligament in that left leg, maybe an MCL. It's been known to happen. Oh, and Don Grazon.
Let's go. D4, I'm putting you on notice.
Says he's putting D4 on notice.
Watch him. Watch him.
Oh, and El Contrastico. It's so pretty every time we see it.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's get in the ring.
Don Grazon took a nasty spill onto that concrete.
You let them go.
And Tanner Andrews says, quit counting them out. Just let them go. I agree. Just let them do whatever. Oh, and a swing and a miss from El Contrastico. And there's that full Nelson, and El Contrastico right on the mask. Lands right on the nose. Don Grazon being able to recapture the momentum of this match. And Don Grazon has been very impressive here tonight, but El Contrastico has really impressed me tonight of how he's remained in this match with one of the top competitors in the company. And Don Grazon measuring. El Contrastico still reeling and going for a swanton as Don Grazon. Not gonna get it as Don Grazon. Super kick, back of the head. Side of the head of Don Grazon, and El Contrastico now able to capture momentum. That left leg still not quite right. Setting up for we know is a very beautiful moonsault, and he's got Don Grazon down. Could be it, but it's not. Kick out there at 2.
I'm trying so hard, I promise.
You got the left part, and you keep trying. You're parking the ship, parking the crew. You get this man.
And Tanner Andrews providing the much needed support, but Patada de Muerte misses. And that leg, both legs hurting, and he's still not putting weight on that left leg. And Don Grazon, there it is, that neck breaker. Don Grazon hooks the leg, going for the cover, and El Contrastico able to get that left shoulder up. And Don Grazon maybe underestimated the luchador earlier on, but now finally realizing what it's gonna take, and a low blow, and Tanner Andrews approves, and that left leg, he had Don Grazon up, but Don Grazon is not a light individual, ladies and gentlemen. Don Grazon weighs in the 200 range, and that leg just couldn't support it right now in the state that it's in. Oh, and a Hurricane Rana, a basement Rana from El Contrastico.
1, 2.
Don Grazon, ref missed the count. El Contrastico still trying to deliver blows, and a Russian leg sweep. Don Grazon, like I said earlier, technical whiz in the squared circle, or just the circle because, you know, it's on trampolines. Tanner Andrews frustrated that El Contrastico isn't back up to his feet, and we know what this is, that corkscrew senton. El Contrastico gets the knees up and rolls Don Grazon over and lays on him for the cover and gets a 2. This match has been way more back and forth than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if it's because El Contrastico has stepped up to the plate and has had Captain Tanner Andrews there to provide support, or if it's just Don Grazon playing down to the competition. Either way, I'm glad that it is the way that it is, because this is one hell of a match as Don Grazon puts El Contrastico on his crown with the Dawn of Oblivion.
Stop. Get your eyes checked.
And Tanner Andrews saying that's illegal. I don't think it is. Oh, but it ought to be. El Contrastico able to collect himself enough to deliver the kick to the chin of Don Grazon. And Contrastico going for the charged up patada de muerte, but that leg, he can't even put enough pressure to run, and he jumps up and goes for it. But in the middle of the rotation, Don Grazon able to catch an Alliance dip from Grazon. And Tanner Andrews knows that's the beginning of the end. And this is just the end. Corkscrew senton. Make it 1-7, ladies and gentlemen.
2, 3. Don Grazon is the winner.
Tanner Andrews is upset, but one hell of a match was put on here. I mean, talk about match of the show candidate. Look at the way that Contrastico folded over and just look at this. Look at that spill right on the concrete. Just everything in this match looked like it was on a level higher than we're used to seeing. That freaking moonsault.
1, 2.
El Contrastico really impressed and amazed here in this match. This basement Rana is so pretty when it gets connected. That's the thing about Contrastico. Sometimes his moves don't connect, but when they do, God, are they pretty. And that Dawn of Oblivion just, I mean, that's a concussion waiting to happen. But that leg, Don Grazon had one hell of a game plan. Target that left leg, keep the high flyer grounded so that you can use your brute strength to win, and that's exactly what Don Grazon did in this match.
3. Don Grazon is the winner.
All right, you shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up. Okay, listen up. All right. This was a disgrace. This is a joke.
You're a joke.
Oh, look, man. This is directed towards Henry Mack. We're not done yet. What you did at D4, that was the ultimate screw. And I'm tired of you. Don Grazon will pin you down. He won't just get to 1. He won't just get to 2. He'll get to 3. And the rivalry will be settled upon you and me. Enough of the riddles. All I'm saying is, Matt, your ass is mine.
Don Grazon calling out Henry Mack. And for good reason. It's been going on for so long. But later on tonight, it's Cole, it's Pallas in the main event right here. 3 and 4 versus 4 and 5. But first, guess what? The bulletproof Nick Alexander will be in action for the first time since March 28th of last year. He has to fight for a contract because he was undrafted, and we'll see the competition he has to go up against right here. And the orange lighting beaming down upon Jake Napier. Jake Napier put on one hell of a show against Charlie Mack on intensity number 6, winning match of the show. And here tonight, once again, looking to earn himself an AEW contract. Jake Napier ready for the fight ahead. And and the battleground is bathed in purple as James Riot makes his way to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, we know Nick Alexander has to compete here, so is it going to be a triple threat or are there more competitors? This contract match just got a little bit juicier. It sounds like, and it looks like, the bulletproof Nick Alexander is going to make his way to the ring. The question is, will Revelation be with him? Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long time since the camera has been pointed at the back of that hoodie, of that jacket. It's been too long, some would say. Some might even say it's criminal to make this man fight for a contract in Action Wrestling Entertainment. And I agree. He's proven himself. He's been to the top of the mountain. He left at the top of the mountain. And needless to say, unfinished business with Ghost, our next level champion, Nick Alexander has. I'm interested to see what the proceedings will be, because if you think about it, Nick Alexander technically never got his world championship opportunity after winning #1 contendership over Lunatank almost a year ago.
Gentlemen, when you're ready, let this triple threat contract match begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen a lot of Nick Alexander, and we've seen just a little of Jake Napier, but we've seen none of James Riot. And Riot, I believe Riot stands at about 6'3", and don't ask me the weight because I don't have a number on that. But he is one big SOB, and it's going to show in this match as he's dealing with Nick Alexander, who's on the shorter side of things, but he packs a wallop. And Jake Napier, as he turns him inside out with a German suplex. Jake Napier, who's on the smaller scale, both height and weight. So needless to say, James Riot with the advantage. Oh! And targeting the right arm. And now dropping the knee on the left arm. And Riot hitting all limbs. We've never seen anything from Riot, so I'm interested to see what his style is. So far, I can't really get a beat on it. Could be a grappler, could be a technician, but a big side slam there from James Riot. And immediately, Nick Alexander. Oh! And Nick Alexander immediately going after weapons here at the Battleground at AWE. Nick Alexander's a seasoned veteran. It almost doesn't feel right to see him actually fighting for a contract when he was part of the original 8-man roster that was Action Wrestling Entertainment almost 2 years ago, year and a half. How things can change. Nick Alexander went from being at the top of the mountain to literally the bottom of the barrel. But I don't think he's going to be there long if he keeps delivering forearms and Revelation keeps kicking ass the way that they are as of right now. It looks like James Riot and Nick Alexander, and James Riot has the armbar on Nick Alexander. Nick Alexander says no.
2. 1, 2.
Jake Napier comes in, kendo stick, and a kick to the side of James Riot. A snap DDT from Jake Napier, putting James Riot right on the dome. And on the outside, Nick Alexander taking that kendo stick right to Jake Napier. You can hear the crack of the kendo on the side, on the ribs, the obliques. Nick Alexander says he feels like a swordsman today. Oh! And a chair taken right to the midsection of Nick Alexander. James Riot, interested to get a beat on what he can do as a DDT there, plants the bulletproof one right on his face, dropping the right leg of Nick Alexander. Oh, and a snap German, getting ever closer to those springs. That's not a good place for your head to be. And a knee to the midsection. Could be going for a gut wrench. No, just a gut wrench side slam. I was going to say gut wrench powerbomb. And James Riot, the thing about James Riot is with the sheer mass that he brings to the table, every slam that he delivers is a little more impactful than the next. And it's a little more impactful than anyone else in this company. You take a slam from, oh, big drop kick from Jake Napier. You take a slam from, you know, somebody that doesn't have the stature and the build that James Riot has. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna take nearly as much out of you as it would with James Riot. And that's very apparent as Nick Alexander struggles to get back to his feet. Jake Napier putting that left leg right on the mat. And a Shining Wizard dropping James Riot. If Jake Napier can capitalize, he can have himself a contract. And another Shining Wizard. And he gets to the cover. Nick Alexander was there to break it up, but the kick out from James Riot meant there was no need. And these three men, some of the hardest hitting strikers. And James Riot saying, bring it on, let's go. Nick Alexander striking Napier, an Irish whipping, and Napier confused. Where's Nick Alexander? There he is, a spear out of seemingly nowhere. 1, 2. And Jake able to kick out. And if not for the kick out, Nick Alexander would have had a contract. James Riot was there to break it up, but he was there a little too late. Nick Alexander targeting the right arm. And he has the lock applied and baited in James Riot because he knew the breakup was coming. James Riot holding his nose. He might have landed. I don't know. Holding the nose. And it looks like Jake Napier could be holding. I don't know. Could have been some bad contact there between Mr. Loco, Jake Napier, and James Riot. Nick Alexander throwing Napier over to the other side of the ring. And a kick right to the chest. And the strikes being delivered. Nick Alexander starting to get pissed off. James Riot just simply won't stay down. Nick Alexander is telling James Riot, come on, I'm going to prop him up for you. But maybe not, as he takes a knee as he tries to come across. And then he takes a drop kick right to the gut. And each side of the ring seems to be scooting further and further away from one another. Oh, and the double leg drop. And the reason these sides of the ring scooting is because of the mass of James Riot going from side to side. And I'm sure right now Jake Napier and Nick Alexander thinking to themselves, what the hell is it going to take? We have to get rid of James Riot because he is a problem. And I'm telling you guys, even if James Riot doesn't get a contract here tonight, he's a problem. He is going to be a problem for anyone that steps in the ring with him in the near future, whether in contract matches or otherwise. Jake Napier looking under the ring for weaponry, and I think that's a good idea in this match. You're the smallest guy in the match. You're trying to earn a contract, and you know, there seemingly are no rules in this match, and a snap DDT from Nick Alexander. Nick Alexander going for the cover, hooks the outside leg, and a kick out there, left shoulder up by James Riot. Now Napier back in the ring. Looks like an elbow piercing the heart of Nick Alexander, and a kip up there from Jake Napier. And Jake with a super kick right on the nose of James Riot, hooking the leg, and Nick Alexander's there for the breakup as well as the kick out there by Riot. And none of these three men, we're going to take a break.
And I don't think King Neon should have turned his back to Henry Mack. Oh my gosh, he pushed him off. What's he going for? There's a spear, a big spear from King Neon, and he could do it right here. If he gets the 3 count, he could become the new AWE Stunner from Henry Mack be reversed. Until now, we have a brand new AWE World Champion.
He's going for the choke slam. Oh. What? Is that? It's Chris Davidson. Oh, distraction. Neon. Oh. He go for the Neon bomb. Oh, it didn't fire. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3. That's a 3 count. He's got the 1 up on him.
I'm still no one to put spot for me. He's wrong. I'm gonna beat that son of a bitch too.
Great ending. Oh my goodness. I really want to touch this camera, man. This camera, man. It was rough, bro.
Now we know who the real pussy is.
Steps up.
Oh! Guys, what does this mean? Like,
Mozzie, position.
What?
No way.
No way.
2, 3.
Oh! What?
Oh, Neon, you best.
Oh, can you not look behind you? Oh, what a knee! Just like
He says
Cody.
you got one more pay-per-view. Kill shot into the pan. And I hope that Clay. My God, D4 just got powerbombed. No, that's a tope on Ela. King Neon tried. He tried. No, not my commentary partner. No. Oh my.
On the outside of the ring, Chaos will slam. 1, 2, 3.
Competitors are all teaming up to go up against us right here. Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this triple threat contract match. As you saw during the break, we are now on Mighty Networks. You can click the link in the description to take you directly to our website, or you can download the Mighty Networks app and look us up on Android or iOS. That's where our new pay-per-views are going to be hosted. We'd appreciate it if you could come over to that platform. It's going to be a great time. You can get the bronze, the AWE bronze membership for free. It's free to sign up. It grants you access to everything that you get here on YouTube, except you can create your own polls. You can create your own groups and you can be grouped in with other fans that share your same interest. It's going to be a great time over there on Mighty Networks, and we don't want you to miss it. So click that link. Come on over. You don't have money, make a bronze membership, and just it's a great platform, and it's a great way to engage with us and with other fans in the fan base, and it's going to be such a great community over there, and we're really excited if you would come over there. And believe me when I say the new pay-per-views are going to be over there on that platform, those are pay-per-views that you are not going to want to miss. I'm talking, there are so many. There's Intensity exclusive pay-per-views. There's Next Level exclusive pay-per-views. Battle of the Brands is going to be over there. The draft, everything. And you're only going to get the highlights of those and the reactions to those over here on YouTube. So they will not go up. The highlights, the results won't go up here on YouTube until the reaction or reviews for those shows. So you really want to be over there on Mighty Networks with us. I cannot stress that enough. But for right now, right here on YouTube, you're watching Next Level, and you can continue to watch Next Level and Intensity right here on YouTube as well. Here is Nick Alexander. Fights for a contract against James Riot and Mr. Loco, Jake Napier. And I'm sorry to go on that spiel, that tangent. I know you don't want to hear any advertisements, but I mean it when I say that it's a different atmosphere. You're in there, you're on that website with other fans of the same company, and it's all just a good time. We post polls in there, and you can share your opinions, long-form opinions, just like you can here in the comment section, except, you know, it's more likely that we'll respond. It's more likely that other people will respond. It's a great time, and there's already so many people, so many fans, and all of the wrestlers over there on that platform. So it's a great way to communicate with your favorite wrestlers as well. So just please give that a shot. And it's free to sign up for the bronze membership, and it's $4.99 for silver, $9.99 for gold. If you like buying merchandise, the gold is the one for you.
1, 2.
But definitely just go sign up. Be a part of the community. That's what we're trying to grow here. We're a family, the fan base, and us. We're a family together. We're a great community, and we want you to be a part of that. So we'd appreciate it. But back to this match. This match has been going on for quite some time, and Nick Alexander hasn't been in a ring since March 28th of 2020. And Jake Napier delivering that kick right to the face of Nick Alexander. And all three men at this point are just exhausted. Jake Napier, my bad. James Riot just kicking Nick Alexander over to the other side of the ring. And you know, I can't pick a winner. I know that's cliche, as Jake Napier trips over the middle of the two rings and the two sides of the ring, and these two are separated by a good foot and a half at this point, and that's a leap right there to get from side to side. You see, it was a hop, skip, and a jump for James Riot to get over there. And I'm sure Nick Alexander, to benefit him, is going to push those back together. And a DDT from Jake Napier. Ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying, I can't pick a winner here because nobody has just taken momentum. But the leg drop there by Napier, Mr. Loco is starting to stack some moves back to back. But it's like somebody gets an upper hand, somebody takes the advantage, and then the other person on the outside gets in and breaks it up. It's really like a cycle. It's hard to pick right now. It's hard to pick a winner. And that main event still to come. Cody Cole, Jaxson, Pallas. That's bound to be a good one and a big boot. And it looks like Nick Alexander hit his head on the side of the ring there. I hope he's okay. An Irish whip sends Jake Napier across the ring. the most forceful Irish whip you're probably ever going to see. James Riot talking all that smack to Jake Napier, and that's probably not a good idea as a drop kick sends James Riot careening into the side of the ring. My goodness, I mean, right there in the middle of the two sides. Napier goes for the cover in just a 1 count on James Riot. Nick Alexander visibly frustrated at how long he's allowed these two upstarts to remain here in this matchup. But you can't put it all... Oh, and a flapjack there from James Riot. You can't put all the blame on Nick Alexander. It's a triple threat. It's not just him versus these two. It's every man for themselves. I'm sure he could take either one of these men one-on-one any day of the week, maybe with one arm tied behind his back. But here in a triple threat, they don't have to pin Nick Alexander. Oh, and the trademarked brainbuster. So pretty when Nick Alexander connects with it. And luckily, James Riot able to break up that pin. Nick Alexander frustrated, maybe. And you know, a thing to keep in mind here is Revelation is not out here, and I'm sure they're somewhere in the back. So at any point in time, that's why I'm not counting Nick Alexander out, and because of his sheer talent that he has. Nick Alexander is a veteran. He knows what he's doing, but besides that, he has 3 soldiers backstage ready to come and go to war for him any day of the week. But right now, Jake Napier is going to need a medic because his neck is not meant to bend that way. So I think Nick Alexander has the biggest advantage in this match because it's no disqualification. Those 3 could come out here and clean up shop. And a complete shot from Nick Alexander. And the eyes are glazed over. James Riot. The end is near. As Nick Alexander said earlier, there's about to be a revelation upon James Riot and a stomp. Count to 1,000,000.
2, 3.
Or just count to 3. It doesn't matter. Because Nick Alexander just earned himself a contract to AWE for the 2nd time in his career. And that's Shining Wizard with Jake Napier.
2.
It doesn't get much prettier when you talk about Shining Wizards. Watch this spear. Just, I mean, driving Jake Napier into the mat.
1, 2.
It almost looked like Nick Alexander was playing with his food throughout the match until he wanted it to be over, and he hit the brainbuster. He hit this move to take care of Jake Napier, and I think it would take care of anyone. And then finally the complete shot and the stomp to follow up.
1, 2, 3.
Is this thing on? Before anybody asks, yeah, I called off the dogs this match because I know I can handle it myself. You see, it's been a long ass time since I came back here. And this being my first match back, you know what? I didn't mind it. I got to kick 2's asses just for the fun of it. Well, not only that, but to earn a contract too, which, come to think of it, complete and utter BS. Just gonna be flat out honest. Because everyone knows who the hell I am. I am the bulletproof Nick Alexander. I don't need to earn a goddamn contract to be here. If anything, I should have gotten to choose where the hell I ended up. And you know what? Here I am, now officially on Next Level. And this is just a little bit of a warning. Whoever the Next Level champion is, your ass, I'm watching. Because It's like I said when I first came back. Watch your 9, watch your 3, watch your 6. Because you'll never know when I'm going to show up. Alexander out.
Nick Alexander delivering the statement. He called off the dogs. But next up, we've got Cole and we've got Pallas in the main event. And I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, these two will not disappoint. And Cody Cole is a star in cerulean as he walks out underneath the blue. Cody Cole, one half of the tag team champions. A dysfunctional ass team, but a tag team championship caliber team at that. It doesn't matter how dysfunctional you are if you have that title around your waist or over your shoulder, because that means greatness, that means success, that means you're where you want to be. But 3 and 4 for Cody Cole, that's not where he wants to be. He wants to be challenging for singles titles, world titles. But this man right here, Jaxson Pallas, he just wants to inflict pain. And the blood red light, which Jaxson Pallas is walking under, resembles the pain he suffered emotionally, physically, psychologically throughout life, and now he wishes to inflict upon his competition.
Jaxson Pallas, are you ready? Cody Cole, are you ready? Let's wrestle.
And ladies and gentlemen, your main event is now officially underway. This standings match has implications with the world title, with the next level title, with both. And the swinging neck breaker there from Jaxson Pallas early on. Jaxson going for the cover, hooks the leg, 2 count. An early 2 count there from Jaxson Pallas coming out of the gates and abusing Cody Cole, abusing the future of this company in one half of the tag team champions. Driving the knee into the kidney, into the lower spine, the lumbar segment of the back of Cody Cole. And just going to town. Jaxson Pallas taking no prisoners. Beating down Cody Cole. This could be over quicker than it began. Jaxson Pallas, the stare.
Pay attention.
It's time!
He said it's time, and already Jaxson Pallas going for the Ruger Spinebuster and an eye rake. This match could have been over so quickly, if not for the savviness, the veteran that is Cody Cole, able to rake the eye and the ref didn't call it. And he has that arm behind the back and the DDT planning Jaxson Pallas. And can only garner a 1 count. And I'm not surprised at all that he didn't get a 2. And a big right and another one from Cody Cole. And these two men just don't like each other, but Jaxson Pallas doesn't like anyone. And a big slam there, hooks the leg. 2 count. Jaxson Pallas, the frustration in applying that ankle lock and putting a lot of pressure on that knee and the ankle both. Cody Cole just trying to fight to survive at this point against Jaxson Pallas.
1, 2.
Cody Cole able to get to the ropes. Jaxson Pallas just wondering, how am I going to inflict pain upon him next? That's what's going through the brain. What's going through the dark mind of Jaxson Pallas as he axe handles the back of Cody Cole. Cody Cole has had close to no offense in this match at all. And the frustration only building with every passing kick out, and a super kick there, landing right on the side of the face of Cody Cole. Jaxson Pallas once again going for the Rougarou, going to end it, and a Cody Cole countered. And Jaxson Pallas, this could very well be the end, but Cody Cole doesn't trust it. Cody Cole says Jaxson Pallas is too much of a threat to pin off of that. Cody Cole setting it up. Body splash across the ring. And Pallas kicks out at 2. And Damien Kai's theme music is playing. And a drop kick from Cody Cole. Jaxson Pallas taking his eyes off the prize. And Jaxson Pallas's bitter rival, his career rival, his arch nemesis. The antithesis of everything that Jaxson stands for.
You should watch closely, Kai. This could be you. Let's go.
You could not find two people in this company, in this industry, that hate each other as much as Damien and Jaxson do. And an enziguri lands perfectly right on the side of the face there by Cody Cole. And a big German suplex and a bridge. And Pallas able to kick out. And Damien Kai and Jaxson Pallas have unfinished business with one another, and they have had for some time. Many people want to see the rematch. It ended in a no contest last time. Double count out as these two men just abused the shit out of each other. But now Jaxson Pallas looking to take out that anger, that frustration, and all the pain that he wants to inflict upon every opponent with every passing show, with every passing week, every waking moment of his existence. He wants Cody Cole on his feet.
You're about this close. You're gonna put so far down your throat, you're gonna be shitting it out next week.
Damien Kai egging it on. And Cody Cole trying to take advantage of the distraction. Being the veteran that he is. And Cody Cole has Jaxson Pallas down. And he has that arm behind the neck, and he's wrenching back. And Jaxson Pallas not one to tap, but he may pass out here. He may have no other option. Cody Cole has it cinched in. He has it locked in, but Jaxson Pallas is in the ropes. And Cole has to break it up. Damien Kai visibly, very, very apparently wants Cody Cole to win this match because his bitter rival, Jaxson Pallas, is competing here tonight. And he doesn't want Pallas getting any more opportunities like the one that he got at Clash 2 when he faced Tengu and D4 for the World Championship in that triple threat match. And Cody Cole setting it up in a drive-by knee, jacking the jaw of Jaxson Pallas. And Damien Kai cheering on the future. Another knee clocking, cleaning the clock of Jaxson Pallas. And Pallas could be concussed right now.
1, 2.
And a 2 count is all that Cole can get, but Cole back to submission once again, and he has it in. and he's wrenching back on the neck, on the spine. But Jaxson Pallas, oh my God! There's absolutely not a narcotic on the market that can help with that kind of back pain. There is not one single medication that you can take but a bulldog. A very, very savvy counter, a veteran counter from Cody Cole. And Pallas kicks out at 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this match is the main event for a reason. Jaxson Pallas and Damian Kai have beef, but Cody Cole has a lot to gain if he can pick up a victory over Jaxson Pallas. Oh, what was that? It looked like Jaxson Pallas was going for a German suplex, and he turned that shit into a sit-out powerbomb.
I'll show you all I got.
I've never seen anything like that in all my years of watching professional wrestling. Jaxson Pallas with a sit-out powerbomb, reminiscent of the king himself. And Pallas wondering what it's going to take at this point. Jaxson Pallas saying this is it. And Cody Cole has been manhandled by Jaxson Pallas for the majority of this match. Oh, and the Cyclone kick driving Cody Cole into the mat, but I don't think he made the contact that he wanted, because he's got him back up, and he's going for the Rougarou spine buster, and a Cody Cole once again. And if Cody Cole can crawl to the cover, he can have this victory. And Damian Kai feels the exact same way that we do. But Cody Cole unable to drag himself to the corpse.
Come on.
And Damian Kai, Jaxson Pallas back to his feet before Cody Cole. And I feel like that's ass backwards, but it's not when you're Jaxson Pallas and a spear. A big spear from Jaxson Pallas and a snap suplex. And he's gonna turn it into a swinging neck breaker. And he's gonna turn it. Guess what? He's gonna turn it into a Falcon Arrow. And that could be it for Cody Cole. 1, 2, and a kick out. Cody Cole. This match, these men pulling every damn move that they know out of their bag of tricks, their respective bag of tricks in this one. Cody Cole pulling out all the stops, Jaxson Pallas pulling out more stops, and Damian Kai, one of the most talented technical wrestlers with just the highest ceiling, out here to witness it. We saw when Cody Cole and Damian Kai fought on Next Level 13 just how good both of those men were, and now we're seeing how good these two are as well. Backstabber from Cody Cole, shocking the system of Jaxson Pallas. And a kick out, able to get the left shoulder up. And Damian Kai was on the edge of his proverbial seat for that one. And Cody Cole with a look of disdain and disgust and disbelief that Jaxson Pallas was able to kick out. But Cody Cole knows. He knows what he must do. Cody Cole's almost pulled it all out here tonight. And he goes for, I don't know what he was going for, but all I know is that a tilt-a-whirl slam is what was the result And Cody Cole kicks out at 2.9. And Damian Kai watching, seeing the resilience of Jackson Pallas. Damian Kai and Jackson Pallas, and we all know that they are going to have to fight again at some point, going for a Rougarou spine buster. And Jackson Pallas connected. Count to 1,000,000. Count to 1,000,000. Good night, Cody Cole. No! Cody Cole kicks out. Cody Cole, the resilience.
Do you want to die? Do you want to die? Oh, go ahead, make me win.
Cody Cole, what's he doing? He throws the referee into Damian Kai, and the referee's down on the concrete. Oh, and the tag title! The tag title! The tag title has been driven into the face, into the nose, and Cody Cole and the referee cannot see. She doesn't know what happened. And once again, another title shot, so to speak, from Cody Cole. This is despicable. This is almost as bad as what we saw earlier in the night by Revelation. The actions taken. Cody Cole says good night, Jax. And I think it could be a good night for Jackson Pallas. And the referee counts to 3, not knowing what caused her spill. Despicable. Watch this. Code of Cole. Now, I don't agree with what Cody Cole did, but I do agree that it will help improve his record, help improve his status, and help improve his contendership for the singles title that he wants.
This could be you.
And the distraction provided by Damian Kai is what helped Cody Cole here in this match. Cody Cole with that submission. Jackson Pallas shouldn't have lost this match. It looked like he had it in the bag. The kick out of the Rougarou spinebuster by Cody Cole was an unexpected turn of events. Watch this backbreaker. Watch this back. You're gonna need a chiropractor after that. I'm talking your spine is not supposed to bend that way. And this move right here, I don't even know what that was. I've never seen it. All I know is Cody Cole tried his damnedest to kick out. And watch this. He brought Cody Cole all the way around West Coast, East Coast, South Side, North Side. He walked it out. He went everywhere. But it was this distraction by Damian Kai and Cody Cole threw the referee into him, and that's despicable. And then, I mean, I'm speechless right now because Cody Cole, you know, I wouldn't think heading into this show that Cody Cole could beat Jackson Pallas one-on-one, and it's not right. It's not right, but a win is a win. You get to raise that number in your left column. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Cody Cole advancing to 4-4 as Pallas drops to 4-6. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Please go click that link. Look at what's on your screen. Go there. The community, the family atmosphere it's unrivaled over on Mighty Networks, and I urge you, if you're a fan of this product, go over there, create a bronze account. If you have some money, you're feeling generous, you want to watch the pay-per-views, get a silver or gold, turn on the notification bell, doing a giveaway at 1,000 subs. Thank you guys for watching. Get us there. We'll see you next time.